Do you think that President Trump knows whether the US dollar has gained or lost value against foreign currencies in 2025? I'm about to quote from a recent statement made by our president. Quote, "No, we're not going to let the dollar slide. If you have a smart president, you're never going to let the dollar slide. If you have a dummy, that could happen." End of quote. So, using Trump's definition of a smart or dumb president, is Trump a dumb one? If Trump's beliefs and opinions were tethered to reality, he would know that the US dollar has been declining in value during his second term as president, and is likely to fall further, in my opinion, due to his policies. He would not have admitted that he was a dumb president if he knew that basic, simple, and easily acquired piece of information. There are several indexes that track the US dollar value against a basket of foreign currencies. The US dollar index is one of them. The symbol is DXY, and you can find it at any financial website. And it tracks the US dollar's value against six major currencies weighted in the euro, but also includes other currencies like the Japanese yen. When the DXY is declining, that is due to the US dollar declining in value against the basket of those six currencies. On January 20, 2025, the day of Trump's inauguration, the DXY closed at 109.5 and is now trading at 98 as of 8:20 Eastern Standard Time, July 21st, 2025, down 11.5 points since Trump was inaugurated, or a decline of 10.5% in the dollar's value. You would think that the President of the United States would know that the dollar has declined in value against foreign currencies. In effect, Trump just admitted that he was dumb. I mentioned DXY as one index that tracks the US dollar's movement against foreign currencies. There are other indexes that include more foreign currencies, like the WSJ dollar index that has the symbol BUXX, now trading at 95.15, down from a close on 1/20/25 of 102.32. It doesn't matter which index you look at, the dollar has declined substantially in value against foreign currencies during the second term of office of Donald Trump. Knowing whether the US dollar is strong or weak is so very basic information that any president would have known that prior to Trump. A strong dollar holds down inflation by lowering the cost of imports priced in foreign currencies that are depreciating in value against the US dollar. The strong dollar also has a negative impact on reported generally accepted accounting principles earnings of U.S. multinationals. While earnings in a foreign country may not be repatriated back to the U.S., the accounting for those earnings does require a conversion of the profit in the foreign currency into U.S. dollars. And if the foreign currency buys fewer U.S. dollars than the profit from the earned in that currency would be less when reported by the U.S. multinational in their quarterly earnings release. Earnings from U.S. multinationals benefit from a weak dollar through this accounting type of entry. That is why U.S. multinationals also frequently provide earnings in constant currencies that assumes no change in the currency exchange rates compared to some prior period. Well, this concept requires some thought to be fully understood. The general rule is that a weak dollar, which we're experiencing in 2025, is bad for U.S. consumers, but improves the GAAP reported earnings, gap reported earnings of U.S. multinationals with significant overseas operations. And that improvement in earnings is just an accounting entry most of the time, since the money is not actually converted from the foreign currency into the U.S. dollar. In the coming months, Trump's weak dollar policies that he's following now and appears to will continue following will add to inflationary pressures that will arise from his tariff policies. It takes time for those kind of issues to show up in inflation. It is important to understand that the U.S. tariffs are paid by U.S. importers, contrary to the statements made by Trump that they're paid by foreign countries, and they will increase the product cost that will be paid by the U.S. importers, who will attempt, as you would expect, will attempt to pass on all or as much as possible of their increased cost to U.S. consumers. That is just their nature. I mean, it's all about profit. Tariffs are a regressive form of taxation of U.S. consumers, just like a sales tax, and that needs to be understood. The Republicans are taxing you with their tariffs, and that needs to be understood.